BCom, BBA, BCA, BSc Open Elective Subject. NEET Solved Question Paper July, August. Political Science. India and Indian Constitution. I. All the questions are compulsory. 10x1 equals 10. 1. How many fundamental rights are there in Indian Constitution? A. 7. B. 6. C. 5. D. 8. Answer. B. 6. 2. When did Constitution of India came into force? A. 26th November 1949. B. The 26th of January 1950. C. 26th November 1946. D. 26th January 1949. Answer. B. 26th January 1950. 3. Who presides over a joint session? A. President. B. Speaker of Lok Sabha. C. Deputy Speaker of Rajya Sabha. D. Vice President. 4. Fundamental duties were added to the Constitution of India on the recommendation of which committee? A. Swarna Singh Committee. B. Cabinet Committee. C. Simon Committee. D. Cripps Committee. Answer. A. Swarna Singh Committee. 5. Who is the President of Constituent Assembly? A. K. M. Munshi. B. Drive. Bapu Rajendra Prasad. C. Jawaharlal Nehru. D. Drive. Bridge. Ambedkar. Answer. B. Bapu Rajendra Prasad. 6. Who is the guardian of the Indian federal system? A. Parliament. B. High Court. C. Supreme Court. D. State Legislature. Answer. C. Supreme Court. 7. Age specified for post of governor. A. 30 years. B. 35 years. C. 25 years. D. 21 years. Answer. B. 35 years. 8. Which article deals with financial emergency? A. Article 352. B. Article 354. C. Article 356. D. Article 360. Answer. D. Article 360. 9. The word secular was added to the preamble through which amendment? A. 42nd Amendment. B. 44th Amendment. C. 73rd Amendment. D. 72nd Amendment. Answer. A. 42nd Amendment. 10. When did the Election Commission came into force? A. The 26th of January 1950. B. The 25th of January 1950. C. The 26th of January 1949. D. The 25th of November 1949. Answer. B. The 25th of January 1950. Part B. 2. Answer any 5 of the following questions in not more than 60 words. 5x5 equals 25. 11. Write about Gandhiji's concept of tolerance, peace and non-violence, to promote secular and equality, decentralized government, Satyagraha, Savodaya, Swaraj, Panchayat Raj system, Dharma, protection of environment, promote small industries. 12. Write about the fundamental duties of the Constitution of India. The fundamental duties of Indian citizens are outlined in Article 51A of Indian Constitution of India, which is part of Part EVA. The 42nd Amendment of Constitution adopted in 1976 also added to the list of fundamental duties. It includes to respect Constitution, national flag and national anthem, to protect unity of India, to protect and improve natural environment, to promote spirit of common brotherhood, to preserve our rich heritage, to follow noble ideals, to safeguard public property, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individuals and collective activities, to develop scientific temper and spirit of inquiry, to defend our motherland. The parents or guardians must provide education to 6 to 14-year children. 13. State the Morley-Minto's reforms of 1909. Increase of Legislative Council members from 16 to 60. Election of members. Separate electorals of Muslim and Hindu. Increase Indian representative. Increase of participation of government. Introduce the direct elections. 14. Write about the preamble of the Indian Constitution. The preamble to the Constitution of India is a brief introduction that sets the tone and outlines the objectives of the Constitution. Source: We the People of India. Emphasizes that the Constitution is a creation of the Indian people, rather than a gift from a monarch or a ruler. Nature: Sovereign. India is a free and independent nation, with no external authority governing it. Secular. The state does not promote or favor any particular religion, and ensures freedom of religion and belief. Socialistic. Aims to achieve social and economic equality, and to regulate the means of production and distribution of resources. Democratic. Power is held by the people, either directly or through elected representatives. Republic. India is a republic, where the head of state is an elected representative, rather than a monarch. Goals. Justice, social, economic and political, ensures equal access to opportunities, resources, and services for all citizens. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship guarantees freedom of thought, speech, and religion. Equality of status and of opportunity, ensures equal treatment and opportunities for all citizens, regardless of caste, gender, religion, or background. Unity and integrity, emphasizes the importance of national unity and integrity. Adopted, the 26th of November 1949. 15. Mention the qualification of Supreme Court judges. He must be a citizen of India. He should have worked as a judge of a high court for at least 5 years, or he should have worked as a lawyer of high court for at least 10 years. He must have completed LLB or LLM. He must be intelligent in judicial system and must be appointed by President. The maximum age to become Supreme Court judge is 65 years. 16. Mention the methods of acquiring citizenship. By birth, by descent, by naturalization, by incorporation, by registration. Special provisions. 17. Explain the challenges to national unity and integrity. Communalism, cultural distinctions, regionalism, language variations, incoming inequality, racial diversity, terrorism. Part C. 3. Answer any one of the following question is not more than 150 words, 1x10 equals 10. 18. Discuss the fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution. The fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution are in the Part 3 after Constitution and consist from Article 12 to 35. There are 6 fundamental rights, that includes right to equality, Article 14 to 18. Equality before the law, Article 14. Prohibition of discrimination on basis on caste, religious, race, gender, color, Article 15. Equality of opportunity in matters of public employment, Article 16. Abolition of untouchability, Article 17. Abolition of titles, Article 18. Right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. Right to freedom, provisions under the Indian Constitution. Protection of 6 rights, Article 19. Article 19 of Indian Constitution guarantees certain freedoms to all citizens of India. It encompasses 6 fundamental rights. Right to freedom of speech and expression. Right to assemble peacefully and without arms. Right to form associations, unions, or cooperative societies. Right to move freely throughout the territory of India. Right to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade, or business. Protection of life and personal liberty, Article 21. Right to education, Article 21A. Right against exploitation, Article 23 to 24. Article 23 prohibits trafficking in human beings, including trafficking for the purpose of forced labor, slavery, or exploitation. Article 24 of the Indian Constitution prohibits the employment of children under the age of 14 in hazardous occupations, factories, or mines. Right to freedom of religion, Article 25 to 28. Article 25 practice, preach, and propagate their religion. Article 26 manage religious affairs, such as building temples, maintaining religious institutions, and managing religious ceremonies. Article 27 attend religious instruction in some educational institutions. Article 28 spread their religion without government intervention. Cultural and educational rights, Article 29 to 30. Article 29 is concerned with the right to conserve language, script or culture. Article 30 deals with right to establish and administer educational institutions of the minorities of their choice. Right to constitutional remedies, Article 32. Article 32 was called as heart and soul of the Constitution and very heart of it by Dr. Ambedkar. Article 32 grants every individual the right to move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of their fundamental rights. 19. Explain the powers and functions of Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of India is the head of the government, advisor to the President, head of the Council of the Minister, leader of the party in Parliament, and he actually leads the executive branch of government. Powers and functions of Prime Minister. Formation of Council Minister. After assuming power, the Prime Minister prepares a list of ministers according to his will and advises the President to appoint them. He has a free hand in selection of ministers. Control of Cabinet Minister. The Prime Minister allocates portfolios to ministers and controls their working. If the Prime Minister is not satisfied with the working of a minister or if he finds him inefficient, then he can ask for his resignation. The Prime Minister can shuffle and reshuffle his ministry according to his requirement. Leader of the Cabinet. The Prime Minister is the leader of the cabinet. He can call the meetings of cabinet whenever necessary. He prepares the agenda for the meeting and controls it. All the decisions in the cabinet are taken under his leadership. The Prime Minister coordinates the policies of his ministers. In case of conflict, he tries to resolve it. If not, he may ask for the resignation of the concerned cabinet. Appointment power. The Prime Minister has an important role in matters of appointment. Though it is the President who makes all appointments, it is done on the recommendation of Prime Minister. Leader of the House. The Prime Minister is usually the leader of the House to which he is elected. The Prime Minister lays down the national and foreign policies of his government in the House for discussion. He seeks the support of opposition on important national issues. All announcements regarding the policies are made by him. When the concerned minister fails to answer question raised in legislature, it is the responsibility of the Prime Minister to provide a suitable reply to the House. Leader of the nation. The Prime Minister is the head of the government and as such he represents the nation in various delegations and international organizations. He addresses the nation on various issues of national importance. All major decisions about war and peace are taken by him. The Prime Minister has to take responsibility for success or failure. Link between Cabinet and President. Article 78 states that it is the duty of Prime Minister to communicate to the President all decisions of the Cabinet meeting and furnish details relating to administration of the Union and proposals of legislation if asked for by the President. Hence he is the link between the Cabinet and the President. Coordination between the departments. International relation power. Decision-making power. Power to dissolve Lok Sabha. Part D. Answer any one of the following questions is not more than 400 words. 1x15 equals 15. 20. Discuss the salient features of Indian Constitution. Written and lengthiest. Constitution. Constitutions are classified into written, like the American Constitution, or unwritten, like the British Constitution. The Constitution of India is the lengthiest of all the written constitutions of the world. It is a very comprehensive, elaborate and detailed document. The Indian Constitution originally consisted of 395 articles divided into 22 parts and 9 schedules. Presently, it consists of a preamble, about 450 articles divided into 24 parts and 12 schedules. Preamble. The preamble to the Constitution is a reflection of the core constitutional values that embody the Constitution. It declares India to be a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic committed to justice, equality and liberty for the people. Partly rigid and partly flexible. The Constitution of India is neither rigid nor flexible but a synthesis of both. A rigid constitution is one that requires a special procedure for its amendment while flexible constitution is one that can be amended in the same manner as ordinary laws are made. Parliamentary form of government. The Constitution of India has opted for the British parliamentary system of government rather than American presidential system of government. The parliamentary system is based on the principle of cooperation and coordination between the legislative and executive organs while the presidential system is based on the doctrine of separation of powers between the two organs. Directive Principles of State Policy. The directive principles of state policy contained in part of the Constitution set out the aims and objectives to be taken by the state in the governance of the country. According to B.R. Ambedkar, the directive principle of state policy is a novel feature of the Indian Constitution. They can be classified into three broad categories: socialistic, Gandhian and liberal intellectual. Fundamental rights. Part 3 of the Indian Constitution guarantees 6 fundamental rights to all the citizens. A. Right to equality, Articles 14 to 18. B. Right to freedom, Articles 19 to 22. C. Right against exploitation, Articles 23 to 24. D. Right to freedom of religion, Articles 25 to 28. A. Cultural and educational rights, Articles 29 to 30. F. Right to constitutional remedies, Article 32. The fundamental rights are meant for promoting the idea of political democracy. They operate as limitations on the tyranny of the executive and arbitrary laws of the legislature. Fundamental duties. By 42nd Amendment Act, Part E has been added to the Constitution which enumerates certain fundamental duties of the citizens. Originally, 10 duties were enlisted in Clause A to J of Article 51A. Clause K, which imposes duty on parents, wards has been added by the Constitution, 86th Amendment Act, 2002. Independent judiciary system. Independence of judiciary is essential for impartial adjudication of disputes between individuals, between union and state, between union, state and individuals, between union and states or between states inter se. The Supreme Court stands at the top of the integrated judicial system in the country. Below it, there are high courts at the state level. This single system of courts enforces both the central laws as well as the state's laws. Single citizenship. In most of the federation, people have double citizenship, citizenship of the union and citizenship of one of the several states which form the union. Every citizen is the citizen of India and enjoys the same rights of citizenship no matter in which state he resides. Emergency power. The President is empowered to declare the three types of emergencies: national emergency under Article 352, President's rule under Articles 356 and 365, and financial emergency under Article 360. Secular country. The Constitution of India stands for a secular state. Hence, it does not uphold any particular religion as the official religion of the Indian state. The term secular was added to the preamble of the Indian Constitution by the 42 Amendment Act, 1976. Articles 25 to 28 of the Constitution give concrete shape to this concept of secularism. Borrowed Constitution. The position of Vice President, independent judiciary, removal of the High Court and Supreme Court judges, and fundamental rights are taken from the US Constitution. Fundamental duties were taken from the Russian Constitution. The ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity were borrowed from the French Constitution. 21. Evaluate the powers and functions of President of India. President is the first citizen of India. He is the nominal executive and also the head of the Constitution. To be qualified as a president, an individual must be a citizen of India and attain 35 years and also must be a member of Lok Sabha. The term of president is 5 years and he can be removed through a process called impeachment. Powers and functions of President. Legislative functions. The legislative power is constitutionally vested in Parliament of India and the President is at the apex. The legislative powers of the President can be enumerated as: A. The President summons both the Houses of Parliament and prorogues them. He can also dissolve the Lok Sabha. B. The President inaugurates the Parliament by addressing it after the general elections and also the beginning of the first session each year. The presidential address on these occasions generally gives an outline of the new policies of the government. C. Money bills cannot be introduced in Lok Sabha without the prior consent of the President. D. All bills passed by the Parliament can become laws only after the assent of the President. However, the President has the power to exercise veto or he may return the bill for reconsideration. After reconsideration, the bill is passed and presented before the President. With or without amendments, the President is bound to give his assent. A. When the Parliament is not in session and if the government feels the need for immediate procedure or to meet unforeseen exigencies, the President can promulgate ordinances which have the same force and effect as laws passed by the Parliament. Their continuance is subject to parliamentary approval within 6 months. F. The President nominates 12 members to Rajya Sabha from fields of arts, science, literature or social service. He can also nominate 2 members of Anglo-Indian community to Lok Sabha, if he finds that the community is not adequately represented in the popular house. Executive powers. A. Government of India shall be expressed in the name of the President. B. The President appoints the Prime Minister and then appoints the Council of Ministers on his advice. C. The President is also responsible for making appointments of governors of states, the Attorney General of India, the Controller and Auditor General of India, the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners, the Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts of India, the chairmen and members of UPSC, ambassadors and high commissioners to other countries. Financial powers. Money bills can be introduced in Lok Sabha only with President's consent as per Article 117. A. The President should see that the annual financial statement or budget including a supplementary budget is laid before the Parliament for its approval, Art 112. B. The President has the authority to appoint Finance Commission from time to time. C. The Consolidated Fund of India is at the disposal of the President. Withdrawal from this fund is done only with the permission of President. Judicial powers. A. The President appoints the Chief Justice of Supreme Court and other judges of Supreme Court on the advice of Chief Justice. He also appoints Chief Justice and other judges of High Courts. B. If the President considers a question of law or a matter of public importance has arisen, then he can seek for the advice of the Supreme Court. C. Article 72 empowers the President the power to grant pardon, reprieves, respites or remissions of punishment or to suspend, remit or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offense. Military, defense power. A. The President is the Supreme Commander of the Defense Forces of India. The President appoints heads of all three wings of defense forces, the Army, Navy and Air Force. B. The President can declare war or conclude peace, subject to the approval of the Parliament. Emergency power. The President is empowered to declare three types of emergencies. They are national, state and financial. 1. National emergency -352. 2. State emergency -356. 3. Financial emergency 360. Diplomatic power. A. All international treaties and agreements are negotiated and concluded on behalf of the President. However, in practice, such negotiations are usually carried out by the Prime Minister along with his cabinet. Such treaties are subject to the approval of the Parliament. B. The President represents India in international forums where such function is mainly ceremonial. C. The President appoints ambassadors and envoys to other countries and also receives diplomats from other countries by giving credence to their appointments. Thank you. Subscribe.